All right, joining us this morning live in the studio is Senator Bam Aquino. Senator
Karen,
Bam,
good
thank
morning.
you. All right, what a mess. Okay,
What a mess,
what is
okay.
going on? There are two leaderships in the House. How are you functioning, the whole system?
Well, unang-una, Karen, there is one legitimate leadership, and that's the bloc led by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. On the last day of session, 12 kami, pumasok si Senator Cheese, and we were able to have 12. We were able to declare all positions vacant. We were able to put in new committee chairman, and pagkatapos nun, we elected Senator Win as the Senate President pro tempore. And that's backed up by jurisprudence, that's backed up by precedents. And right now, ang kinikilala ng executive, ng House, ng iba pang mga legal luminaries, yung Gatchalian block, no, which we used to call the Solid Block 11. So ngayon, Solid Block 11 plus 1, di ba? So we're committed to continuing doing the work of the Senate. Tutuloy namin yung trabaho ng Senado na alam kong yun naman talaga rin yung hinahanap ng tao. Hindi itong gulo, hindi itong mga bangayan, pero yung totoong trabaho ng Senado, yun yung hinahanap nila. At committed kami na ipagpatuloy yun.
Okay, so now Congress is on recess. I want to ask you, with the current setup of the Cayetano block refusing to give in, refusing to recognize the Gatchalian block, how are you able to work? So let's explain it to the public. For example, you are the committee chair of education now.
Yes.
Dati, it was
Senator Loren.
Senator
So
Loren.
it was myself, and then on May 11, yung araw na dumating si Senator Bato, dugo yung kamay niya, naghabulan and all of that, nagkaroon ng leadership change, napalitan po tayo. But last June 3, because we had the majority, nabalik po tayo as education chairperson.
Okay, so what happens now? How does that affect the committee that the minority or the Cayetano block refuses to acknowledge the Gatchalian block? How does that affect your job?
Well, unang-una, Karen, kapag 13 na kami, which we're predicting will be very soon at nag-special session, mafo-formalize na yung pag-elect ng bagong Senate President, no? Now, in the case na hindi mangyari yon, pagdating ng July at nag-session na kami, there's 12 of us and there's only 10 in the Cayetano block. So kahit anong mangyari, pag nagsimula na yung session, mas marami talaga kami, di ba? Ang tanong na lang dyan, magagawa ba yan this June or at the soonest possible time? Sa tingin ko, mangyayari yan at pag nangyari na yan, talagang pwede na tayong masabi ngang back to business at bumalik sa pagtatrabaho para sa bayan.
So may isa pa kayo na inaasahan mula sa Cayetano block na lilipat.
Yes.
Okay? So si Senator Loren Bato, Senator Joel.
Ang tabayaran, mas exciting kung hindi alam nating lahat at doon na lang sa araw na yon, Karen. No? But I'm hoping,
But why would they
praying,
transfer?
expecting.
I'm curious, Senator.
Ito
Why?
okay. So, ang rami nangyari since May 11, no? May habulan, may putukan, may samaan ng loob, may naghamunan. Ang rami nangyari, but I think the hair that broke the camel's back yung talagang naging trigger point para sa marami sa amin. At alam ko kahit yung iba sa mga kasama namin sa kabilang grupo, yung hindi pagpasok. 3 araw kaming hindi nag-session. June 1, we were there, hinihintay namin sila, yung mayorya nung panahong yon, hindi sila sumipot, di ba nagpasabi na hindi sila pupunta. On June 2, nangyari ulit yon, hindi na naman sila pumasok at naghihintay pa rin kami. On June 3, nangyari na nga yung pumasok si Senator Cheese at nagka-quorum na. No? So, para sa marami sa mga taong matagal na nagtatrabaho sa Senado.
Or matagal ng senador, no?
Well, iba yung senador, iba rin yung mga sekretariat, yung mga taong nagtatrabaho sa Senado. Unang beses rin lang yun na nakita nila na magtatatlong araw na walang session. In fact, on that third day, kung hindi kami nag-session, we were already in violation of the Constitution. Kasi hindi pwede yung 3 araw na sunod-sunod na hindi kayo nagsisession, no? So, nung pangatlong araw na yon, we were able to, na-cure namin yung pagiging violative of the Constitution, hindi natuloy yun. We were able to constitute the quorum and the majority, and we were able to hopefully now set the Senate in the right path. Now, syempre alam natin ngayon, lahat ng tao, alam na yung Abilino Cuenco, di ba? Alam na yung Abilino Cuenco, alam na yung pagbibilang to 12 or 13. We stand on good legal ground. At maraming sumang-ayon sa amin. But the best situation is really kapag 13 na kami.
Oo, you feel it will be unquestionable.
Of course. And I'm predicting this will happen very soon. Magta-13 na po tayo, hopefully. We're praying for that and we're hoping for that. At pag nangyari na yan, can go back to business tayo and really focus on the reforms na kailangan ng tao.
Okay, so why do you think it should be 13 when the Constitution doesn't state the number 13? It states a majority of all its members, and Justice Carpio interprets it as members, of course, who can vote. Kasi pag may namatay, out na yon. Right? May nakakulong, hindi makaboto yon.
Of course, Karen, we agree with that interpretation, di ba? Pero sa kaduluduluhan ng lahat, yung wala talagang question, kapag 13 kayo. Okay, right now, ang pwedeng gawin ng kabilang grupo, pwede nilang iakyat sa Supreme Court yung mga tanong nila, no? At doon siguro pagdidebatihan ng Supreme Court yung Abilino Cuenco, so jurisprudence, precedents, and a logical understanding of the Constitution and the rules, doon natin malalaman, no? But kung ayaw nilang gawin yon, yung pinakamainam talaga na paraan ay magka-13 tayo. Now, we know that we stand on jurisprudence and precedence. So confident kami dito sa numero natin. Pero yung mga grupo na nagtatanong or nagko-question, they can either bring it up to the Supreme Court, no, which they have the right to do, at the Supreme Court will decide kung ano nga ba talaga yung tamang numero, much like Avelino Cuenco,
Yeah.
'di ba? They will decide then. Pero posibleng mahabang proseso pa yan. The best is just to have the 13. And right now, yung 12 mas malapit sa 13 kaysa 10 mas malapit sa 13, 'di ba?
Good point. So they'd have to get 3, you just have to get 1.
Yes.
Punto ka doon. Now, in terms of work, the Blue Ribbon Committee, all right, there was tinawag na House Show, yung Blue Ribbon hearing ni Marcoleta. Ito naman, yung kay Erwin Tulfo, cannot also be considered as a Blue Ribbon Committee hearing.
No, it's a meeting. It's a
All right.
consultative meeting,
Okay.
Karen.
So, just for our audience, what are the issues why neither sides can call it a Blue Ribbon Committee hearing?
Yesterday, no, nung nagkaroon ng meeting, hindi siya pwedeng tawaging hearing kasi hindi pa constituted yung committee.
Mismo.
Mismo. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa nababasa sa plenaryo kung sino yung mga miyembro ng komite.
Okay.
No? And if you remember that whole, that time nag-walkout kami, dun sa
Yeah.
motion for
Electronic voting.
Electronic voting, ang sinabi na rin namin dun, na-refer to the Committee on Rules, itong motion na to, but the Committee on Rules was not yet constituted. So paano maglabas ng desisyon yung committee kung hindi pa to constituted? So in the same way, hindi pa rin constituted yung Blue Ribbon Committee. Hindi rin constituted yung Education Committee, by the way. None of the committees, I think, are constituted, meaning nakalista sino ba yung mga membro nito. So habang hindi pa siya nakabasa sa plenaryo at napagsang-ayunan ng mga tao, hindi pa siya constituted, di ka pa pwedeng gumawa ng mga formal na hearing. But I'm hoping that pag nag-special session tayo, at 13 na nga yung grupo po namin, pwede ma-constitute yung mga iba't ibang komite para mapagpatuloy na po yung mga hearing.
So this is in the President's hands, okay? What can a special session do? Everything that particular day. Because the Cayetano block can refuse to
Well,
also attend.
But currently we're 12 and by that time we'll be 13. So fait accompli na yon, Karen. No? Kumbaga, tapos na yung boxing, no? And I think hopefully that will be called kapag kailangan na talagang klaruhin itong nangyayari sa Senado.
Okay, so let's start.
And on that day, pwede na yan, tapusin yung
Senate.
mga third reading, yung mga generals na naghihintay ng ilang linggo na, no, for their appointments at yung iba pang armed forces personnel natin, yung pag-sponsor ng National Feeding Program na dapat gagawin ko nung May 11, hindi natuloy kasi natanggal tayo bilang chairperson. Yung pag-constitute nung BICAM for the vouchers bill. We have a vouchers bill that will support our public school students na pwedeng lumipat sa mga private schools. The BICAM of that bill, meaning last step na to, has to be constituted again kasi nagkaroon ng leadership change. So,
Yeah.
maraming mga kailangang buuin at gawin kapag nag-special session tayo.
Okay, but more than that, so I wanted to ask you first, Senator Alan Cayetano, his camp is now seeking for what they call an interim admin setup with the Gatchalian bloc, no, with the new Senate majority. And of course, you've turned it down. The bloc has turned it down. Why? What is questionable about that whole exercise?
Ano kasi yan, Karen, kapag... so firstly, this is really up to the Senate Secretariat and Senator Sherwin, no? Pero sa pagkakaalam ko, kapag sumang-ayon kayo sa joint custody, para kayo nag-joint custody, ina-acknowledge mo na pareho kayong magulang. Di ba? Pag may joint custody ng anak, pag sabi mo joint custody tayo, ibig sabihin pareho tayong magulang. Right now, sa pananaw po namin at sa pananaw ng marami pang mga ibang grupo and especially the other branches of government, ang tumatayo pong lehitimong grupo, yung grupo po namin. No? So, of course, on the ground, we will do our best to make it as smooth and easy for the Senate staff. Kasi syempre, ano yan, yung sweldo, yung pipirma ng mga
So sino pumipirma
bagay-bagay.
ngayon?
My understanding, it's Attorney Bantug, no?
Okay.
And as it should be. As it should be. Pero yan po, pinag-uusapan po nila yan. So,
Okay, now, the Senate pro tempore, there are different points of view, and there was one that said that while 12 can constitute a quorum, in terms of voting for the Senate President and the Senate pro tempore, dapat 13. So you have Senator Lauren Legarda coming out with
Yes.
videos on it. So some are even questioning the legitimacy of Senator Sherwin Gatchalian as Senate pro tempore. Kasi kabilang daw yun sa dapat 13.
in the Constitution, Karen, na yung talagang pinakabatayan nitong lahat, it just mentions the Senate President. So that's our position. And obviously, nandito na tayo. If they wish to question that, they can question it with the Supreme Court. No?
Okay. Now, the special session. Now, Senator Alan Cayetano has said he will preside over the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. I've always asked this, ano mangyayari doon? Dalawa silang, if walang special session, July 6 na to
Kaya mahalaga mag-special session para matuldukan na natin itong mga nangyayari sa Senado na gulo.
Yeah.
The special session will really cure everything, no? Pagdating ng July, I'm hoping that malinaw yung presiding officer, which is Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Malinaw po ito sa amin, dapat malinaw rin po ito sa kabilang grupo at sa publiko, and that will happen when we have 13.
What can happen if, let's say, hypothetically, the minority just refuses to go to work? I mean, nagalit ang tao doon, di ba? Si Senator Batoso, Ms.
Hindi
Weldo,
pumapasok.
pumapasok. Pwede gawin yun. Just out of, di ba, boycott.
Well, kung mag-boycott sila, they're turning their back on their duty. You know, at the end of the day, Karen, hinalal kami para magtrabaho. Hinalal kami para gawin yung reformang kailangan ng bayan. At yung trabahong yun, primarily, nakikita yon sa trabaho namin sa session, sa mga hearings. At para mag-hearing, para mag-session, kailangan kang pumasok. I think yun, naiintindihan ng mga tao na gawin nyo yung trabaho nyo. Yung number one dyan, hindi mag-ikot, hindi mag-press con. Ang number one na trabaho namin, pumasok sa session, pumasok sa plenaryo, sa hearing, doon makipagdebatihan, doon itulak yung mga kailangan ng tao.
The flood control hearings, there was a perception that the former leaders, no, under Senate President Tito Soto, there was a perception that they chose to protect certain individuals with the flood control hearings. Hence, there was a challenge, supposedly, when the partial committee report was formed and some wouldn't sign it. And you have that today. It's not resolved. Hindi pa rin resolved.
No.
Itong 18 former Marines or the bagmen, nagbabago ang pangalan, they did not attend, no? Itong Erwin Tulfo.
Sana nag-attend lang sila.
Sana
Kasi nandun na sila eh.
Oo nga.
Sipin mo, Karen, nasa second floor sila. Kami, nasa fifth floor sila. Ba't di na lang sila bumaba at doon na kami mag-usap-usap, no? In the consultative hearing, they were invited. They were invited beforehand.
Yeah.
Habang nag-hearing, habang nag-meeting na, pinaimbitahan pa sila ulit, di rin sila talaga bumaba. At yung pinakamainam na resolution dito ay magharap-harap yung mga grupo, no? The senators supporting them, the senators who are accused, and the senators who just want to find out the truth, no? Magharap-harap, allow yourself to be probed, gaya ng ibang mga naging resource person sa Blue Ribbon, at kung ano man yung lumabas doon, ifo-forward din yan sa ating mga justice agencies like the DOJ or the Ombudsman. Yesterday, I reminded the Ombudsman, the DOJ, and the Prosecutor General. Sabi ko, uy, mag-iisang taon na. Next month, sona na ulit. Mag-1 year anniversary na yung mahiya naman kayo at klaro naman sa tao, hindi pa resolved itong issue na ito. No, this is just a few months ago, Karen. Hundreds of thousands of people nagrarally para makuha yung resolution dito. And I don't believe na nakalimutan to ng tao. People still know that this is unresolved.
Yeah.
At kapag umulan na ulit, and that will happen in a few weeks, maalala na naman ng tao yung flood control na yung perang dapat napunta dyan, ninakaw lang. Okay, so this has to be resolved. They have to work faster. Now, yung pagtatrabaho nila, kumpleto ba? Ito ba'y satisfactory? Yung tao dyan yung maghuhusga. Now, ito yung tanong ko sa kanila. Itong mga testimony ng 18 bodyguards, no? I think yung bodyguard might be parang fair to everybody na tawagin silang bodyguard naman talaga sila ni Zaldico. Anong gagawin ninyo sa testimony na ito? Kasi affidavit yan eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So, may mga iba dyan, in-accuse nila, I find it very hard to believe na ang mga taong yon tumanggap ng pera kay Zaldico, like Father Flavi, si Laila, my colleagues, diba? O, they're filing cases against them. Pero anong gagawin ninyo? Iimbestigahan nyo ba yan o ibabasura ninyo? Yung sagot ni Ombudsman, klaro eh. Sabi niya, we have already asked for their individual affidavit. Mahirap yung collective affidavit kasi hindi mo matukoy sino dun sa 18 yung mismong linya sa affidavit. Ikaw ba talaga to? So pinahihimay nila yung mga affidavit. And hindi pa daw nagsasubmit. And I'm hoping na kapag totoong Blue Ribbon hearing na talaga yan, nagharap-harap na yung mga tao, pwede nating mahimay-himay talaga yan. Ano yung totoo, ano yung hindi totoo, ano yung dagdag, ano yung tinanggal.
Yeah.
At malalaman natin yan. And of course, at the end of the day, yung hearing naman, yung Blue Ribbon Committee, magsasubmit rin naman yan, recommendation rin naman yan eh. At pag-recommend, yung mga ahensya, kailangan pa rin nilang gawin yung trabaho nila na to investigate further and to corroborate. Even what we surfaced in the Blue Ribbon hearing, Karen, kailangan pa rin yan i-corroborate. Kapag na-corroborate yan, kapag may iba pang ebidensya...
Yung dating Blue Ribbon hearing
yes,
under Senator Ping Lacson.
Kahit ano mang binigay dyan sa Ombudsman o sa DOJ, kailangan din namang ibanggayan sa iba pang ebidensya. At doon pa lang siya nagiging kaso. So ang mahalaga sa akin kahapon is, hindi na basura ito. Di ba? Kasi kailangan imbestigahan eh. Pero yung probative value niya, kailangan malaman. Anong porsyento dito sa testimonyang ito, yung totoo, ano yung gawa-gawa lamang. And I think it's too early to say na lahat ng sinabi nila ay hindi totoo o lahat ng sinabi nila ay totoo. Kailangan itong imbestigahan. And the best way to do this is for the Ombudsman to do their job, the DOJ and the NBI to do their job properly, and for the Blue Ribbon Committee to have the hearing at magharap-harap kaming lahat at ma-probe talaga natin yung katotohanan dito.
Now, the Blue Ribbon Committee hearing under Erwin Tulfo was not a hearing. You said it was a meeting.
Yes.
And you had Senator Robin Padilla with the 18 bodyguards just a floor above you.
3 floors above
Three
us.
floors. Is there a penalty for them not attending considering
Wala.
they were invited to attend?
Wala, because meeting lang yun eh. Okay, so pag nag-hearing na, first time, di ka papasok, pwede kang sulatan ulit. Pagkatapos doon, pwede ka nang isapina. I hope na magharap-harap na lang tayo dyan. They can have all of the senators supporting them there. Yung ibang mga senador na akusado at yung ibang mga senador na gusto lang malaman yung katotohanan. Pwede tayo magharap-harap tayo. Ganyan naman yung Senado, di ba? I mean, in the past, Blue Ribbon, naghaharap yung mga tao. At kayang questionin directly. Kayang malaman yung katotohanan. And to be fair to the Blue Ribbon hearings of Senator Lacson, maraming na-surface doon. Maraming lumabas doon, no? I mean, doon natin nalaman na sabi ni Hernandez na practically lahat ng kanilang proyekto, hindi lang flood control, meron silang ninanakaw na pera, na nag-overprice sila dun sa mga materyales and nag-overspec sila sa mga disenyo. I mean, yun, lumabas yun during the hearings, and that already is a good lead for DPWH, for the Ombudsman, for all of these agencies na ayusin yung mga budget ng gobyerno para talagang matukoy yung totoong presyo. No?
Are you seeing that right now, there's always been a divide with the majority and minority, but now there seems to be a polarization to a point that either you're pro-Sara or anti-Sara, and if you're pro-Sara, you believe that there's a group protecting the former leadership of Martin Romualdez and Zaldico. Parang na-divide na lang siya na gano'n.
But alam mo, Karen, yan ang pinakamalaking kasinungalingan ngayon na binibenta sa publiko, na dalawang grupo lang, either Sara ka o Marcos ka.
Yeah.
Mas marami sa mga kababayan natin don't want either. Mas marami sa kababayan natin naganais ng mas independent na pananaw sa mga bagay-bagay. Na titingnan yung mga bagay-bagay per issue, no? Yan kasi yung binibenta eh. Ano yun?
Social media.
Ano ka? Senate of Malacanang or Senate of the Philippines? So yung mga ganyan, di ba? Mga ganyan.
Okay, oo.
That's the biggest lie. No? Marami sa mga senador, palagay ko, hindi naman kailangan kumiling sa kahit kaninong grupo. Ang kinikilingan yung taong bayan. But more than the senators and the officials, yung tao mismo, Karen, iba na ngayon. Hindi na yung tipo nung Duterte time na either kampi ka sa kanila o kaaway ka. Ngayon, yung mga tao, nag-iisip na. Itong mga issue na ito, talagang hinihimay, iniintindi. Talagang inaalam, sino ba dito yung talagang tutulong sa akin? Sino ba dito nagpapayaman lang? O sino ba dito yung talagang nagnanakaw lang? So, I think it's a mistake to say either Duterte ka o Marcos ka. Ngayon, mas marami mga Pilipino sa tingin ko. Siyempre may mga hardcore pa rin yan na supporters. Pero mas marami sa mga Pilipino nandito sa gitna. Naghahanap ng lunas, naghahanap ng tulong, naghahanap ng Senado at ng gobyerno na natutulong talaga sa kanila. I mean, we just had the earthquake yesterday in Mindanao. Ang hinahanap ng tao, sino bang tutugon sa mga problema ko? Hindi yung sino yung boss mo. 'Di ba? Boss mo ba to o boss mo ba yan? Dapat kami yung boss mo. So, for many of us, Karen, and I think yung bloke namin, ganito naman yung pananaw. We just want to get back to a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
Bumalik tayo sa isang Senado na nagtatrabaho, na gumagawa ng mga reforma para sa Pilipino, at hindi na yung puro conflict, puro away, puro drama. Bumalik tayo sa pagtulong sa taong bayan.
Kasi the image of some is that may pinoprotektahan ang Cayetano Block, may pinoprotektahan etong bloke ninyo. You get me? Parang ganun ang perception.
Ganyan ang binibenta.
Okay.
Yan ang binibenta. Pero ang katotohanan talaga, at least ako, I can speak for myself, and sa mga meetings naman namin, ang hinahanap talaga namin is bumalik yung Senado sa pagtatrabaho para sa taong bayan. Number one. Number two, pagdating sa mga hearing na ito, ilabas yung katotohanan.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the end of the day, ang mailalabas namin sa Blue Ribbon, kailangan pa namang imbestigahan pa rin yan eh. So ilabas natin yung pwedeng ilabas, malaman natin yung totoo at yung peke, and then i-forward natin for investigation. Bantayan natin na totoo yung investigasyon. But I'm gonna tell you this much, Karen. Mag-1 year na, wala pa rin resolusyon yung flood control.
Yeah.
Mahalagang magka-resolusyon yan. Yeah. At ano nga doon, yung mga
Si Curly
the
Discaya,
biggest fish.
yun
I don't think Curly is the biggest fish, no? Yung pinakamalalaking isda, yun yung kailangan nating makitang na nakasuhan na, 'di ba? At yun yung hinahanap ng tao.
Yeah.
Sana naman wag tayo umabot ng 1 year ng SONA anniversary na hindi pa rin to resolve, no?
All right. So, right now, nakasinidiye kayo. July 6 is the impeachment trial, and then July 24 is the SONA ba? Teka, I'm checking the dates. Basta the last Monday.
Yes.
The last Monday of July is the SONA. That's when you come together as a legislative body.
Yes,
So
ipagsasabay namin siya, Karen.
Pwede ba?
Yes. So, before the SONA, so July 6 up to I think July 21, if I'm not mistaken, mag-impeachment
Yeah.
impeachment court. I think if again, I have to double check.
of course.
Monday to Thursday.
27 daw ang
Ayun,
SONA this
Monday
year.
to Thursday before the SONA. And then after the SONA, Tuesday to Thursday, sa hapon, sa umaga is session.
Oo,
So hindi
can
naman titigil yung
But can you
legislative.
convene as a legislative body while you're on recess?
We are not convening as a legislative body while we're on recess. We're convening as an impeachment court.
Okay, but can you do legislative work?
No.
Oh, you can't.
We will do it after the SONA.
After the SONA
So,
talaga.
bago yung SONA, impeachment, July 6 onwards.
Yeah.
And then may break sa SONA. Pagkatapos ng SONA, sabay na yung legislative tsaka yung impeachment.
Okay. Now, is there hope for any form of dialogue? Because it seems the divide is getting more extreme. You know, we lived through Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. She was extreme. But she would go to work, debate on the floor, participate, and it wouldn't be about partisanship to an extreme. This partisanship is extreme, considering
It is
I've been a
extreme.
journalist for 32 years now, right? So, who among you? You'd have to win them over at some point. They can remain a minority, but you'd have to win them over.
To be fair, si Senator Sherwin, the reason why we chose him to lead us is because si Senator Sherwin is known to be somebody who can dialogue with anybody.
Yeah, okay.
At nung panahon na siya yung finance chair namin, and he did a really good job for the 2026 budget, Karen, nakapag-dialogue naman siya, both majority and minority. No? So, we're hoping that Senator Sherwin can be that fresh start for the Senate. No? To be fair kay Senator Soto, unang linggo pa lang, sinabi na niya kaagad. No? And ito, natouch ako sa kanya. Sabi niya, alam ko yung iba sa kabila may problema sa akin, kaya hindi na ako lalaban for SP. And it was quick. Wala pa sigurong 2 minutes. So sige, si Sherwin, baka siya yung magandang maging pinuno natin para siya yung makapag-reach out.
Magnanimity.
Senator Cheese, nung araw na pumasok siya, sabi rin niya, I will also try to reach out to the members of the minority at subukan natin na mag-fresh start tayo. So, alam ko, Karen, na merong rin tayong mga kasama on both sides who want to just get back to a sense of palagi ko yung normalcy, mahirap na eh. Kahit yung tipo na lang na nagtatrabaho tayo talaga sa session, pwede naman tayo magdebate hanggang kailan natin gusto eh. We can disagree, we can vote separately, or we can vote differently on issues, pero dito tayo magharap. Let's put everybody in the same room. Ayun yung tungkulin natin. I would like to think, dahil optimistic akong tao, Karen, na meron pa rin kaming mga kasamahan na yun yung gustong unahin. Yun yung gustong gawing primary, no, na goal. Such that by the impeachment and by the time we get back to session, hindi na ganito kagulo. Pakiramdam ko pa rin kasi, ngayon maraming nanonood, Karen, no? I mean, marami talaga nanonood. I mean, yung sabi nga ng mga tao, ayaw na nila mag-Netflix o YouTube, sinado nila daw yung papanoorin nila.
Senetflix na kayo.
Senetflix. Maraming nanonood, pero palagi ko walang natutuwa.
Oo nga.
I mean, at the end of the day, iisipin ng tao, maybe it's entertaining or, you know, gagawa ng mga memes or kung ano-ano, gagawa ng content. Pero natutuwa ba talaga yung tao na yung mga pinuno nila, yung mga opisyal na binoto nila, nag-aaway-away imbis na nagtatrabaho para sa kanila?
And I think this affects the Senate as an institution as a whole in terms of the ratings of the Senate itself.
Karen, ako, yung ratings, di ko nga tinitingnan eh. You look at the historical significance of the Senate. The Senate has always been the last bastion of democracy. No, kapag magulo ang bansa, yung Senate tumatayo, tumitindig para sa tama. No, I mean, during the 90s, you know, Tita Cory, of course, wanted the bases to remain, but the Senate stood up and voted to kick out the US bases. And yung mga speeches nila, Senator Salonga and, you know, the other senators of that time, lumalabas ngayon at dudugo yung puso mo pag nakita mo how they stood up for the country. Even just recently, the Senate stood up against the charter change. Diba? I think this was in the last Congress during Senator Zubiri's time. 24 sila doon, nanindigan para labanan yung ano nga tawag doon? Yung
People's Initiative.
People's Initiative. So there were times when we stood up for what was right at kaya yung mangyari kung merong pagkakaisa to an extent. No? Hindi kailangan nag-agree sa lahat ng bagay, pero may mga basic na pwede tayo mag-agree. Yung pinaka-basic doon, pumasok tayo. Diba? Let's all see each other on the floor. Dito tayo magdebate tungkol sa pangangailangan ng bansa, ipasa natin yung mga reforma na kailangan ng taong bayan.
You know, this is a good opportunity for you to also explain it because if you go through social media, meron din na nakalagay, nauna naman yung sila kayo yung nag-walk out.
Iba yung walkout
Kasi may quorum na nun may session na nun.
Okay, so Karen, yung pag-walk
Parang sinimulan nyo yun sinasabi, gano'n.
Okay, I know, I've seen the content.
I've seen it, right?
Pero iba yung walkout namin noon. Bakit siya iba? Because pumasok kami. Nasa roll call kami. No, we actually went to work on that day. And 3 o'clock ang session. This was already like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So nakatatlong oras na kaming
nagde-debate doon.
Nagtatrabaho. Although nag-caucus siya in the middle. So meron ng panahon yung nagtatrabaho. And then it was just on that one motion. Di ba? On that one motion, doon kami nag-walkout as a strategy para hindi matuloy yung motion na pwede bumoto yung mga senador kahit wala sila sa opisina, di ba? Sa plenaryo. That was one motion. Hindi yung tipong hindi kami magpapakita at all. Na 3 araw pa. Na violation pa of the Constitution. So ibang-iba yun. Ibang-iba yun, Karen. It's not the same.
Okay, now, the impeachment trial, will you then choose a presiding officer who is a lawyer?
I leave that to Senator Sherwin, Karen.
Okay.
Iwan ko na yan sa kanya.
But, have you-
I will not object to it. It's really up to him. The impeachment is a high pressure situation. And para sa amin, of course, the acting Senate President, hopefully he will be formally the Senate President by that time, will be Senator Sherwin. And then we included in the rules, just like the Senate now, you can choose someone else to preside kung may gusto kang sabihin or kung may mga panahon na nais mo mag-participate, no? So, we included that in the rules and it will be up to Senator Sherwin if he wants to designate a presiding officer.
Pero technically speaking, you don't have to be a lawyer, right?
No.
You don't have to be.
There's no requirement to be presiding officer. The only requirement is your Senate President, no?
If I were to ask you before we go to a break, what is your biggest frustration other than not going and not having sessions? What has been your biggest frustration other than that in this whole exercise?
Well, Karen, yun na yun eh.
Yun na yun.
Alam mo, kinaya ko yung maraming, the weeks leading up to that week na hindi pumapasok yung kabilang grupo. Kinaya namin lahat yun eh. Di ba? Gulo-gulo, maraming nangyayari, may mga bangayan na, na-accuse pa kami dun sa putukan, na may alam kami, may mga ganyan pa yan, di ba? Kakayaan mo lahat yun kasi, big boys and big girls naman kami, we were politicians, we've been here for a long time. Pero yung hindi ka papasok ng 3 araw, sobra na yon, di ba? That's too much already. May utang ka na sa taong bayan yan eh, na kailangan kang pumasok. So, for me, and for many, I think, I would assume for a number of the other senators, pati rin yung mga nagtatrabaho sa Senado, yun yung talagang mahirap talagang tanggapin na ganun-ganun na lang, no? So, dahil yun yung rason kung bakit nangyayari na nga to, ang ibig sabihin nun, yung kailangan naming ibigay sa taong bayan, yung tamang pagtatrabaho para sa kanila.
You've worked with Senator Alan Cayetano before. Maybe you have some form of friendship as well.
We are.
Okay. What is
We have many common friends who are pastors, actually.
That's the irony of this.
No.
Do you have a message for him? Have you tried to dialogue with him?
No, hindi pa kami nagkikita. And pag nagkita na kami, I'll talk to him as a friend and as a colleague. Hopefully, pag nakita na kami sa special session or during the impeachment or during the time that session is back in July, doon na kami mag-uusap, Karen. And hindi kailangan lahat ng pag-uusap tinitweet or Facebook, di ba? Sometimes yung pinakamagandang pag-uusap, yung person to person talaga, di ba? And I hope I'll have that chance to do that at the right time.
Okay, that is if they attend the special session called by the President.
The President hasn't called it yet.
Yes.
So to be accurate, no? But there are many opportunities na magkita-kita at magsama-sama.